discouraged, what do? Well, let me share something with you. When you feel discouraged, Isaiah 51:11 says, the people the Lord has freed will return and enter Jerusalem with joy. Their happiness will last forever. They will have joy and gladness, and all sadness and sorrow will be gone far away. Oh my goodness. When the people of the Lord with the people that the Lord has freed, has he set you free? Has the Lord set you free? Remember, he said, you shall know the truth, and that truth shall make you free. Well, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, my brothers and sisters. And that is the truth. He can take you away from the sin, the shame, the guilt, the fear, the doubt, and the discouragement. So when you feel discouraged, brothers and sisters, call on the Lord. Psalms 138:7 says, Lord, even when I have trouble all around me, you will keep me alive. When my enemies are angry, you will reach down and save me by your power. Brothers and sisters, God has the power, and through Jesus Christ, his son, he can save. The blood of the Lamb, the blood that Jesus shed on Calvary, is a healing blood. It's a saving blood. It's a life-changing blood that you can get under and trust in the Lord. John 14:1 says, Jesus said, do not let your heart be troubled. Trust in God and trust in me. You can trust in Jesus, my brothers and sisters, all day, every day, 24/7. Remember, Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not upon your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. So when you are discouraged, acknowledge God. When you are going through a trial, acknowledge God. When you are going through hurtful situation, acknowledge God. Call on him. Again, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not upon thine own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Yes, he will. He will direct your path. John 14:27 says, I leave you peace. My peace I give you. I do not give it to you as the world does. So let your heart be not so. Don't let your heart be troubled or afraid. Trust in the Lord. He will pull you through each and every time. He's never lost a battle. He's never lost a battle. There are people all around you that have been in the miry clay, that have been covered up to their necks. There's people all around you that have been sick, that's been hurt, that been shameful, but God changed their lives. So remember, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 866 457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
Hey guys, it's Mark from Rusty Wallace Hyundai. The temperatures are falling and so are the prices. Right now we have $5,000 off 2024 Santa Cruz and $6,000 off the all-new Santa Fe or Palisade. And all new Hyundais come with America's best warranty of 10 years, 200,000 miles, and 3 years free maintenance. So check us out at RustyWallaceHyundai.com because it's always a fun day at Rusty Wallace Hyundai. Stock number 8843-8687-605.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into I'm disheveled. I've got so many things going on right now. It's Ask Your Neighbor time, though. So I got to get myself gathered. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're having a good week so far. It was 14 cotton-picking degrees when I got up this morning. My clock went off early this morning, 5 a.m., give or take. And I said, Alexa, what's temperature? Because it was cold. I mean, Tracy and I were snuggled up. Zoe, the little black dog, and Emma, the larger brown dog, we were all snuggled up in a pile. And Alexa said, it's currently 14 degrees. Holy cow. I got up, got ready. By the time I left, it was 16 degrees. And then when I got up here this morning, about 6:30, it got up to about 20. And now we're at 32. It's been a chilly morning. Pipes and all that good stuff, you know that. Undo your water hose. Don't let your pipes freeze. If you don't have... if your insulation is thin or whatever, let water run. It's going to be cold for the next few days. I mean, I don't want to say bone chilling, but like we're going to be a low of 21, depending on where you are. We're going to be back down in the teens Friday. We'll warm up to the 50s on Sunday, but still your lows are going to be below freezing today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday, your lows are in the 40s. And then Wednesday, back down to the lows in the 20s and 30s. So it's going to be a little chilly. I might have some precipitation moving on into the next week. Hopefully it will be rain and not snow. I don't like the snow. People fuss at me, too, when I talk about that. They say, Ron, the snow, it's beautiful. And it is. It's beautiful and it's wonderful until you have to drive up this hill. And driving up this hill is not so bad because my truck's good. If you guys seen my truck, I have a big truck, got big wheels, and it'll pull me right up here. It'll climb a tree. It's coming down out of the tree or coming down off this hill. That becomes a act of... I don't know. Luck is what it is. It's luck because I can't steer it. You just aim it and hope. And then by the time I hit Spring Street, you have to, because I'm flashing lights. I'm doing everything I can do coming down this hill because I'm not stopping at the bottom. There's no way. So I'm flashing lights. I used to blow my horn, but my horn doesn't work anymore. I got to figure out what's wrong with that. But whatever I can do. Because I'm going to slide right onto Spring Street. Hopefully it will be a controlled slide that I can stay on Spring Street and not slide into my neighbor's yard down there because I've done that before too. I've parked down there and walked up. Yeah, it's been so bad I couldn't get my truck up it before. So I'm not really hip on the snow. If we happen to have some, that comes through. Maybe it won't. I hope not. If it does, well, if it does, we'll deal with it. But it was cold this morning. It's going to be cold tomorrow morning. Make sure your pipes are, if you have to, leave about the size of a pencil lead stream of water running out of your faucet if you have tendency for them to freeze. That'll help stop it. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor this morning. Hello and good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Meredith.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
Oh, gosh, cold weather, buddy.
Better believe it. It was cold this morning to me.
I heard you say it was cotton picking cold, and I thought, Lord, I'd feel sorry for anybody picking cotton and it's 14 degrees.
You better believe it. It was. I went out and started the truck, and let it run. I fixed my coffee and all the other stuff. Went out and about. It had cleared a size on the window about the size of a basketball. That's how cold it was. Normally, it'd defrost everything in that time. It had cleared off about the size of a basketball. So it took a little while longer to defrost today.
Oh, gosh, yeah. No kidding there. But, yeah, it's and that wind's blowing a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And that makes it even worse.
You better believe it. It's chilly. Chilly Billy.
I feel sorry for those playoff teams there. Well, it's a championship games this week.
Yeah, and they're going to be down in Chattanooga.
Yes. I think Alcoa plays at like 11 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know if that's worse or playing at 8 at night.
Probably that's better because at least you'll have sunshine or daylight,
Yeah, hopefully so there. But
by 11 o'clock, around here now, in our parts, it'd be about 42 degrees, between 38 and 42 at about that time. And then while they're playing, and here it'll be sunny, so hopefully there it'll be sunny. It should be in the mid-40s with sunshine. That won't be too bad.
Not too bad there. My son, I think he went to go pick up his daughter there. I guess that was last Friday evening or whatever, but he was listening to David Clary on the Oak Ridge station, listening to the Oak Ridge Sevier County game.
Yes, sir.
And evidently there, Oak Ridge didn't really have much of a crowd on hand there for that home playoff game.
Really?
Right, and it was kind of cool, but anyway, I don't know if Brad's listening, if he could comment on this or whatever, but Clary was saying that a lot of people have quit going to the home games and stuff there because of all the streaming services and them being on TV and stuff.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. The school started that BS with us back when we were doing it on the radio. Nobody will come if you put it on the radio. That's not it. People are busy. People are lazy. And people are going to go the path of least resistance.
Well, it was the day after Thanksgiving.
Exactly. And, people are traveling. They're out of town. They've got stuff to do. Oak Ridge has a huge following. If you've ever been in Oak Ridge on a Friday night and tried to go up by Jackson Square, up through Blankenship, anywhere around there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Try to go to Big Ed's on a Friday night football game.
You can't get in.
That's what I'm saying. So David Clary worked for me for a long time. I owned WATO, and I had exclusive rights to Oak Ridge football. In my career, I've owned the exclusive rights to Oak Ridge, the exclusive rights to Alcoa, the exclusive rights to Maryville, and the exclusive rights to Clinton. So I've had all the premier football teams there are in this state, at least on our end of it. And every single, without Clinton has it, but the other three have always complained. You're going to hurt our gate. You're going to hurt our gate if you video. You're going to hurt our gate if you broadcast. But then when we don't, why aren't you doing our games? So it doesn't hurt their gate. And people that support the teams are going to get out and support the teams. But if it's snowing or it's raining or what have you, a lot of people won't come. If it's that day after Thanksgiving and people went to see Grandma and are driving home, a lot of people won't come. But as far as Oak Ridgers not showing up, Sevier County showing up better than Oak Ridgers did, that's BS.
Yeah, that's sort of what I thought. But, of course, the streaming service, it benefits older people that, especially when it's cold like that, they can't get out.
Well, it's like the people that complained about the car when they like their horse and buggy. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. You better learn to deal with it, roll with it, work with it, and make it work to your advantage. I do understand. There are circumstances that it could hurt your gait, but when you've got 75, 85-year-old people want to see their grandson play, and it's 14 degrees, and they're not going to sit through it, but they could watch it on TV. That's a plus. That's not a negative, because you lose the $22 it would cost them to get in.
Right.
So if Oak Ridge's gate is down, that's something they need to take up with their fan base.
Well, it's like you say. I mean, normally on a Friday night there, if it's not after Thanksgiving there, you can't even hardly get around Jackson Square there for all the traffic and the people that are going into Blankenship Field.
And BBB Brad was at he followed the Mavericks. No, did he do the Mavericks last week? I got to figure out, because I knew he did the week before. No, he did last week. He did the Mavericks when they played and lost. Yes.
Macon County, yeah.
Yeah, he did the Mavericks. I know we sponsored it. We were on there. Merle and WYSH were both on there. So I don't know, the city of Oak Ridge, they've got their own channel. Well, it used to be, I can't remember what they're part of the 95. I can't remember, but they've got a school channel. And I think they do the games on their school channel too.
Well, I think the Oak Ridge Sevier County game was on my VLT.
Oh, well, again, all the school has to say is no. If they want to complain about the gate, just tell Packer to go home.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. You can't let him in and charge him, and they do charge him to do the games, and you have to pay the TSSAA. You can't collect his money and then complain and whine about people not coming. Just say no.
I don't know. I didn't hear. That's just what he was saying anyway. But I was wanting to get your perspective on it. And
like I said, I've had exclusive rights to what I believe are three or four of the top teams in the state of Tennessee, especially when you're talking about Oak Ridge, Alcoa, and Maryville. And I've had them for multiple years, not just 1 year. I had Oak Ridge for a decade. I had Alcoa and Maryville for probably that long too, until it just got to the point that, paying the schools and dealing with the stuff that we had to deal with was just more than it was worth. I mean, I made a business decision. The city, or the Clinton High School has been the most amenable, workable school I've dealt with in my 40 years of broadcasting, and I've dealt with Campbell County, I've dealt with Alcoa, I've dealt with Maryville, I've dealt with Oak Ridge, all of which I've provided service and sports for at a very high level. Clinton is far and away the most appreciative. Clinton is far and away the easiest to work with. And, the others, I think they get too big for their britches and they start wanting a whole lot. And then guess what? When they have a down year and people stay home, they start begging you to come back.
Okay, then.
That's just the God's honest truth. I mean, that's just the way that it is.
So this type of rhetoric's been brought up before then.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, again, we would go in and say we want to broadcast. Well, oh my gosh, our gate is so important. You need to pay us this much money. Okay, so we do that, and then their gate stays the same. Or guess what? We've increased the gate a number of times. Well, then we're going to do video. Oh my gosh, you can't do that. It's, and it just gets to the point. It literally, let me tell you what it got to the point of with the people at Alcoa and Maryville, because I did Alcoa for 10 years over on Praise. Not only did they want us to pay them, they wanted to pick the people that were on the air, and then they wanted part of the advertising revenue.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And I said, y'all just go on and do what you want to do. Oh, well, we're going to stream it then. I said, well, you just stream away, have fun. I've only got 188,000 people that listen to me, but you stream away and have fun at it. They've come back 2 years in a row and asked us to come back, but we can't now. We've committed to other stuff. So, they get greedy. They get, they see dollar signs. They think I'm getting rich, and so they want to get rich. And then, they need to stay in the school education business and not the broadcasting business. But you know what? They're in the broadcasting business now, and more power to them. I'm doing just fine, and I hope they are too.
Oh, well, good deal then. Well, did you see where the latest playoff has got Tennessee headed?
No, where?
Columbus, Ohio, to play Ohio State.
Oh my Lord, that will be a fun game in my house. Tracy's from Ohio.
Oh Lordy.
Well, she loves the Vols. She'll pick the Vols, I'm positive, but it'll still be fun because her and James David will go at it.
Oh boy, they say that after these conference championship games this weekend, that things could possibly move around. But as of now, Ohio State, I think they're ranked 6th, and Tennessee is 7th. And I was sort of hoping Tennessee would get a home game. But the way it stands now, they'll be going to play in Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, check this out, too. I'll get right back to it. Brad just sent me. David Clary is actually the one that streams the games for Oak Ridge, but it was also on Packers' playoff game. It was absolutely packed, and SRO at Macon County. I don't know what that means. Standing room only at Macon County. I streamed it as well and had over 24,000 views. It was standing room only for Anderson County, Macon County. So they couldn't get any more people in there if Brad had or had not streamed it. And David is the one that streams it. So if he's hurting the gate, he can just quit streaming it.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad. But back to UT. I'm okay with them going to Ohio State. I think Tennessee will travel well. And, I think we'll have a great show. And the crowd will obviously be pro and more Ohio State. But, we faced that before. We'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. It can't be any tougher than playing at Georgia or at Florida or at Alabama.
Yes.
But I would suggest there, because they don't need to get any more of that stirred up. I'd love to see us go into Columbus there and pull off a big win, but don't do no flag planting out there in the middle of the field there.
No, we won't. We have more class than that at Tennessee.
That was just Michigan and Ohio State after that game. That's crazy.
Well, we've had such tomfoolery in Neyland Stadium, but I can't remember the last time. It might have been Georgia. We've had stuff similar, but, the boys get fired up. But at the end of the game, let the game be over.
Oh, yeah. Shake hands and, go to the locker room there.
Yeah.
Do your interviews there. Because you got another game to play there. But anyway, I think it almost happened after the Florida and Florida State game.
Oh, yeah.
One coach said, don't plant the flag.
No. And you know what? Coaches need to tell the boys that they if you win, act like you've been there before. You don't need to do that.
There. I think Baker Mayfield was the one started that when Oklahoma beat Texas one year. He planted that Oklahoma flag there on their logo in the center of the field.
Yeah.
And of course, you got these copycats out here that want to follow suit there. Anyway, there, well, try to stay warm up there today, Ron. I'm doing the same around here there. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit here after a while.
Well, it's going to warm up, but it's not going to warm up much.
It's not going to stay warm.
No, sir. All right, pal.
All righty. Have a good one, buddy.
Yep. You too.
All right, see you, man.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I think, again, I'm as set in my ways as anybody, and I don't like change any more than anybody. But it's just the stuff that happens. And on a cold if it's 15 degrees outside and you can stay home and watch it on TV, or you're going to go you're going to watch it on TV. That's why we do it. That's why we put it on the radio, for those that can't go or don't want to go. That's what it's there for. So, we'll see. I think it'll be just fine. And good luck to those playing. Who all is playing in the championships? I know Macon County made it. I don't know who they're playing. I don't know who else made it. But hats off to those young men playing in state championships. Good luck. And again, the weather, 45 and sunshine, they should be okay. Won't be too awfully cold. I want to say thank you to our city leaders. And so thanks, Mayor Burton, Councilman Queener and our city manager, Roger Houck, I'm not joking. I'll tell you this. I put my trash out. Actually, Tracy put the trash out last night. Thank you, dear. She did that. I came home. She'd put it out. It was very kind of her. And it was full to the brim. And then when I went into the garage, there were, count it, 5 bags of garbage in the garage that would not fit in my can. And this is not just a one-time thing. This happens all the time. And we're just pretty normal family. I've got 3 boys. Trey is never there. He's at college, has his own place, does his own thing. Jacob and James David, I have them 50% of the time. And then Demi. And then me and Tracy. And so, on average, I mean, we always have more trash than can be hauled off. What I've started doing is I burn any cardboard that we have because there's no room for that at all. Burn it, or I've even at some points taken it to the recycle place. But just tell you the truth, I don't do that most of the time. I've probably done that twice. But because I don't have room, that's what I have to do. So it's just come to the point that I either leave it piled. There's always trash piled in my garage, which is messy enough because of Jacob. And, you know, I ask our city leaders, I was like, you know, what do I need to do to get another can? Well, I have to order another can. And so Mayor Burton took care of that. He was like, I'll have Bill get you another can. We'll get it out. But it's $225 a year, which is probably about, for me, would be about a 10% or more tax increase. That's what it would come to on my tax bill. Because depending on what I'd have to pull it up. I think I've got it in there on what they've got my house assessed at. But I just glanced at what the radio station was assessed at and multiplied that times what the house is assessed at and came to that. That would be about a 10% tax increase. I don't know. The city is flush with cash, which is a good thing. And their goal is to be debt-free, which is a good thing. But there are many of us, like me, that need an extra can, and there are many of you that don't need to have to be dictated that you have to have the big can. I have elderly people call me on a regular basis that they can't move a can that big to the road and ask how they can get a smaller can. I always just direct them to waste management or to a councilman or to, because I don't think they offer any. They offer zero alternatives. It's if you talk to somebody at city council, it's like David Queener said, garbage cans are a hot topic in the city of Clinton. And they are. I remember speed bumps and garbage cans were a big deal. And I know there are a lot of y'all listening in the county, or maybe you're listening in Campbell County or whatever. You're giggling. It's not a big deal to you until you need it. Until you have to. Not only do you pay your taxes, and I'm happy. Let me tell you something. You'll never hear me complain about City of Clinton taxes. In fact, Mayor Burton texted me back. He said, your taxes are too low on your house anyway. I said, I'd rather pay it to the city to help everybody than pay it to a New Jersey trash company, Waste Management. Seriously, I would. I'd rather take it down and give it to the fire department than give it to them. Maybe if they did that, they could give raises to everybody. I don't know. But I'd just as soon if you raised my tax. I'm not advocating City of Clinton raise taxes. I'm not. I'm just saying we already pay enough taxes. The city has overabundance of cash. We rightfully gave 110 employees $100,000 each for Christmas, which that is fantastic, and I appreciate it. Thank you for doing it on behalf of everybody that works for the city. I do not, but I applaud that. If you look on our website, I even applauded Councilman McBride for making the motion and David for seconding the motion. I think it's fantastic. But it's a demonstration of how well we're doing, and I think we could renegotiate with Waste Management so that the individuals in our city that need smaller cans get them, and the ones that need larger cans get them, and not cost the city an exorbitant amount of money. Or I would actually suggest that we go the legal route and bid it out. They didn't do that, and they haven't done that, because you've got tons of trash companies now. Barry Hutchins' son, John, owns a huge trash company, Dependable Disposal. You guys have heard them advertise on here. They've asked me a number of times, how do we go about getting to bid? I said the city has to let it out for bid, which we haven't. We just renegotiate with Waste Management. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not at all, but why not if we can save money and get 2 cans, or people get smaller cans, different cans? Some of these trash services will actually do at-the-door pickup for invalid or people that can't get to the road. Right now, if you've got somebody that's on a walker or in a wheelchair or whatever at their house, they don't have that option. If it's not taken to the road, then unless they make arrangements, and I don't know if those arrangements is supposed to be at the road. I mean, if you got the can, you read the little sticker that said if it wasn't at the road, they wouldn't pick it up. And if it wasn't set in a certain way, they wouldn't pick it up. And twice they've not picked up mine because it was too full. They ended up coming back and getting it. But it's, I am not complaining. I'm just telling you it's frustrating. And I like being out of debt as much as anyone. In the year 2006, I owed no one for anything. Not one thing. Not a house, not a car, not a radio station. Since then, I've acquired a few things, and I've acquired a little bit of debt. But in reference to the things we've been blessed with, my debt is substantially low. But I understand how it feels to be debt-free. I understand, the things you can do being debt-free. But being debt-free gives you the opportunity to do great things, good things that you normally can't do. I would suggest that the city could do those things now and continue on the path to be debt-free. Those things would be renegotiate so that there are different size bins for those who need smaller ones, and there are extra bins for those that need more than one. I'm not going to get into speed bumps because I don't know any of that. I know that when I lived on Riverside Drive, people would drive in excess of 50 miles an hour down that road. I've seen it. I saw the neighbor's cat get run over. Somebody driving so fast, there's no way they could stop. In my neighborhood, I've seen it too. It's not as, I'm on the end of the neighborhood or the beginning of the neighborhood, depending on which way you come in. So it's not, I guess, as prominent as it is as you get down the straightaway in my neighborhood. But I am definitely not against speed bumps, And someone said, well, they just drive fast between the bumps. Well, at least they have to slow down for the bumps. Just if everybody would obey the speed limits that are set forth, they wouldn't have to do that. There you go. That's my take on it. Good morning. Welcome to Ask Your Neighbor.
Down, Mr. Meredith.
Hey, Mr. Queener, how are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, I just was going to say about the ball games. If you watch Brad's game Friday night, you noticed that it, like you said, it was packed. But if you also listen to Brad's commentators, they talked about how cold it was because they were not in the press box Friday night. They had to be outside. I'm sure Brad could tell you how cold it was because those guys said it was really cold, but it was packed down there. So I don't think Brad hurt the Anderson County game any down there.
Absolutely not.
Now, if you listen to David Clary, and I do occasionally, I try to keep up with all of it around here so I can know a little bit about what's going on. Clary's complained all year long about the crowd at Oak Ridge. But if you looked at the game Friday night, with Brad's game being starting an hour later, I did watch some of that game. The Sevier County side was packed. Had a great crowd on the Sevier County side. The Oak Ridge side I can't tell you a whole lot about because the way the cameras are set, you couldn't really see. But looked like a pretty good crowd down there to me. But I don't think TV affects
affects anything. That's just me. I mean, because listen, if you really didn't want to go, it really wouldn't matter if it's on TV or not. You could listen to it on the radio. I mean, you could, and if Clary does all the streaming stuff, I don't know whether he does or not, because I listen to him on whatever radio channel he kicks off on Friday night when they do their thing, so I can keep up with the score of the game. But that's about it. That's about all I got to say about that. But Brad's thing didn't hurt the crowd down where he was at, not one bit.
Well, and that's what he said. He said it literally was, they announced it was standing room only. They were full at capacity.
Oh, I'm sure they were. It looked like it because just before Brad was situated over on the visitor side in the stands, you could tell that it was packed there just because all the people, and every now and then there'd be a headshot of a fan that was in the camera view, so you knew what was going on. But Brad and them done a good job all year long bringing high school football to us. And,
I agree.
You're right about one thing, though. They don't have to let those guys come in and do those games, but they are making money off those. They are getting paid. I don't know what they get paid. I don't know what Packer pays. I ain't got any idea and don't really care to know what he pays.
I think it's $2,000 a game, I think.
Some money.
Yeah, they make money. I think there's a baseline of two. I could be wrong, and that could be old, but I thought it was something like a guarantee of $2,000, and then there's more incentives on top of it. Brad probably knows.
Yeah, Brad probably knows. I know Brad has to pay a little bit himself to do the games himself. And
yep.
He's got a great sponsor and the OEB guy that helps him with that.
We helped him this weekend. We put Merle and WYSH and Dixie Roofing on.
I seen that. I seen all that on there this weekend. I seen his advertisements on there. So
we dropped about $900 into making it happen. So we're happy to do that.
Okay, let's talk about the garbage cans a minute. I do think, and I could be wrong on this, and I have to wait for some people to get out of a meeting or two before I can call. It'll probably maybe be tomorrow or later on in the week when I call, but maybe Friday or next week. I think if you have trouble with your can, you can get assistance.
Okay.
That's today. I think I'm right on that. I could be very wrong on that.
I think somewhere when this first happened that they said
you have to call, and I don't know if you have to call City Hall and get them to set it up, and Bill Riggs is the guy that does that. You have to get Bill to get it set up, or if they call and say, hey, they hook everybody up. But I'll get an answer if there's somebody that's having trouble. And understand, those cans are pretty heavy. I told my wife this morning that I said, man, that can last night that might be the most we've ever had in one. It was pretty heavy last night.
I've drugged mine up there full before and been out of breath when I got to the top of the driveway.
You got a lot longer ways to go than I do, and mine's sort of on a downhill slope. But you're right. So I think there is some system. I'll try to find out and get an answer for everybody.
Okay.
You mentioned something about speed humps. We do have a policy now on speed humps. Do not ask me what it exactly is because I don't remember it word for word. There is some procedures and some things you have to do. As a neighborhood, a lot of the work is left up to somebody out of the neighborhood to go around and get signatures and require to get those signatures and bring them back. And some things will have to happen. If you go to City Hall, you can get a packet if you want the speed. If you think there needs to be some speed stuff put in your neighborhood, there's a process to go through that. Yeah, you're right. Between garbage cans and speed humps, those have been two hot items. You would think it'd be about something else. Let's talk about the debt-free stuff. I guess it's all right to be debt-free, but I'm more interested in us getting the swimming pool done. Let's doing the improvements to our parks so people can go play pickleball. So we got good parks. So we got places for people to take their kids. So we're trying to improve downtown. We got a lot of money that's fixing to be spent on downtown Clinton. I mean, it's one of the bigger projects that's going to be taken off here at the first of the year. It took forever. I'm sure people are sick and tired of us talking about it. I'm sick and tired of us talking about it myself. It's finally time to get it done. It's not anything on the city's part. It's just been on all the hoops that you have to jump through to get the state of Tennessee to approve stuff that when they give you the money. And I think when it's all said and done, downtown, I say downtown, I mean Market Street.
Sure.
I'm talking about. It'll be a vast improvement down there, and there'll be a lot of good things going on down there. But, having good fire and police and having a good recreation. And Public Works and those people, they do work hard, and we've got some really good employees also.
I agree with you 100%. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm not. It's just frustrating. You know what I mean? You can't. It's just frustrating. I in years past, I provided my own can. I went out and bought my own can, which I still have, which is, like tits on a bull. I don't need it anymore. Can't use it. They won't pick it up. So, I think I paid $100 for the can. I bought it at Home Depot. It's just worthless now. But it's just,
you don't feel like you're the Lone Ranger in this. And I'm sure the mayor, if you were talking to him instead of me, he would tell you the same thing. There's a lot of people talk about the garbage. A lot of people don't like the garbage can. That's how the contract went out. I don't know when we're up for renegotiation to bid it out. I'm not involved in any of that until the latter part of it. So, yeah. But I'll get back on about the assistance, and I will let you know on that.
All right, pal. I appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you, David. Bye-bye. And let me clarify. I think Waste Management does a good job. I have nothing against Waste Management, but I also think competition is healthy. And if the city said, hey, we're going to put this out for bid, we've got one of our elders of the city whose son runs a garbage company that serves X thousands of people right now. I would like to bid it. And then there's not just John, but there are, I don't know how many other companies that can do that now. You don't have to just rely on these corporate-owned out-of-state companies. So, I mean, they've got options. And guess what? Competition makes people work, and you usually end up getting a better deal. It's just common sense. So hopefully we'll use some common sense when it comes back up and bid it out or look for some, people to put bids in, make it a little competitive. I'm going to take a break here and take your calls, 865-457-1380. What do we think about it? And again, this is the first I've heard of it. Mike saying we're going to play Ohio State. Somebody call me with what's the line on that? What do they think? What's the possibility? When will it be firmed up? Will it be after the championship games? And what has to happen, what don't? Brad, do you know? Does anybody know? Call me.
You never know when life is going to throw you a curveball. Say you're involved in a traffic accident and you need some legal advice. Maybe you're released from your job for no reason. Or you suspect it's because you're getting older. You might know of someone whose marriage is on the rocks. Divorce is soon. Bad things happen to good people all the time. And Saturday mornings from 11 until noon, T. Scott Jones will be taking your calls and giving you legal advice. That's 11 until noon Saturday mornings, right here on WYSH.
The Hammers family wants to wish all of their customers a Merry Christmas this holiday season, and Hammers welcomes you to come shop with us and meet all your holiday needs. We're still the same family-owned business you've come to know and love since 1952. Make Hammers your one-stop shop for Christmas. Every day, we're receiving new items from some of your favorite brands in clothing and home goods for the entire family at bargain prices. Look for famous brands like Carhartt, Wrangler, Columbia, Under Armour, Simply Southern, and many of the latest lady boutique brands at Hammers' low prices. During the holidays, enjoy Hammers' extended hours. We'll be open 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and Sunday 1 to 5. Before you do your shopping online, be sure to stop by Hammers in Clinton, Hall, Sevierville, New Tazewell, and Wartburg to see what's new. Also, visit Hammers' Facebook and Instagram for daily deals. And remember, if you miss a day at Hammers, you miss a bargain. Been to Hammers. You should see us now. Nobody on the football. I got to be careful too. Brad says, Ron, be careful because you're running about a minute or 2 minutes behind sometimes. So you say, hey, we'll be back, and then nobody's calling, and that's because they're so far behind. No, we're not behind on the radio, and I don't know if we're behind on the Alexa or not. Here's something I will add some light to. Guess what? Waste Management Company, founded in Chicago, Illinois. They have their headquarters now in Houston, Texas. So, just saying, little competition locally, keeping the money here might be good for the county and the city and the state of Tennessee as opposed to Yankees in Chicago or, sending it down to Houston. Maybe not. Again, I'm not complaining. They do a great job. They're there. They pick it up. Rain, shine, sleet, snow, they're there.
most of the time. I mean, there are 88 different choices of radio stations. Competition makes you have to work a little harder. I mean, if you want to hear the Clinton Dragons, you're most likely going to have to listen to my radio station, you know? You work hard to provide what your listeners want. So folks will have to work hard to provide what their citizens want. If it's an extra garbage can or a speed bump, good luck, boys. All right, I will take a additional break. Let me see here. I've yammered on enough that I think you've had time to call if you would like to, but I will give you another 60 seconds, and we will be back in 60 seconds, and I will call it, or we will come back and talk.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home. We have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered in motion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's enhanced network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right. The Tennessee Vols are predicted to play Ohio State in the first round of the 12-team bracket. Does anybody know when that will be? Yes, no, maybe? Tennessee slotted to play at Ohio State, the college football playoffs first-round game, but the 12-team bracket is not officially set yet. Tennessee is ranked number 7 in the college football playoffs. That was released Tuesday. That's equivalent to number 9 seed because the 2 lower-ranked conference championship champions get an automatic first-round bye. Ohio State is ranked number 6. Therefore, they come in as the number 8 seed. The Buckeyes dropped after they lost to Michigan. The bracket is not set yet. The final playoff selection and matchups will be announced Sunday, 12 noon on ESPN. In order for Tennessee to actually host a first-round playoff game at Neyland Stadium, the Vols must hope for a team to drop behind them after the conference title games. Number 2 Texas plays number 5 Georgia in the SEC championship. That might work. That'll be Saturday at 4 o'clock. Oregon plays, number 1 Oregon plays number 3 Penn State in the Big Ten championship Saturday night at 8 o'clock. College football playoff selection committee ranks the top 25 teams each week for the new 12-team playoff format. There are 5 guaranteed spots: ACC, Big 12, Big 10, SEC champions, plus highest-ranked non-Power 4 conference champions, and then 7 teams get in at large based on their ranking. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions get first-round byes. All first-round games will be played at campus sites, including 1 game on December 20th and 3 games on December 21st. Quarterfinals will be at bowl sites: Fiesta Bowl, the 31st, Peach Bowl, the 1st, Rose Bowl, January 1st, Sugar Bowl, the 1st. Semifinals will be at the Orange Bowl, January 9th, and the Cotton Bowl, January 10th, and the national championship game will be January 20th in Atlanta. Whoop, whoop. Tennessee is actually ranked number 6 on both the U.S. LMB coaches poll and the AP Top 25. Ohio State is ranked number 7 and number 8 in those 2 polls. So we'll see. So there could be some swapping up. You know, I don't know how that would work. Like if Georgia got dog whipped or Texas lost terribly, if they would fall below Tennessee. But if you have a team or 2 fall below Tennessee, then that pushes Tennessee up and could give us a home game. Whoop, whoop. That would be fun. That'd be really fun, wouldn't it? All right. So, we'll see. We will know Sunday, 12 noon on ESPN, whether or not we're going to the playoffs. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for hanging out here with me today. I hope you've had a great day. I hope it continues to be a great Wednesday. Hump day, downhill toward the weekend. Will you join me tomorrow morning? I'd love for you to be here.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor.